not all properties are made equally, nor are all properties renovated equally. So in this particular video, we're going to do a walkthrough of a property here that in Washington, D.C. that I'm doing for my client. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that I see in this walkthrough that are going to be great tips and tricks for you to keep an eye out for when you decide to buy a house, and most importantly, when you as a homeowner decide to sell your house. So let's go ahead, take a moment, and go inside. All right, before we go inside of the property, let's look at the exterior really quickly. Here you'll see that the home is on a busy street. I muted the noise, but I'm gonna add it back in so you kind of get an idea of what the traffic volume sounds like. Also, as we zoom around, you'll see that the home is next to a vacant lot. The overgrowth also suggested this could be home to some woodland creatures, and that there may be some issues with rodents. I personally am not a fan of this particular brick type of siding. Frame seems to be chipping paint. And okay, so you enter the backyard, and definitely there was not any money or a lot of money spent on this part of the house at all. In fact, a lot of people will probably call this putting lipstick on a pig. So we swipe around and we see that there's a new railing, but that appears to be the only thing that's new on the porch. Also, there seems to be a lot of trash cans that are here, and I don't know if the property needs all of these trash cans, or so it just seems to be more of an inconvenience and an eyesore than anything. So off the bat, I'm really concerned that the front door has some integrity issues, primarily that the latch is not attached level. And you can see that here in the video, that the door handle just seems to be off center slightly, and it's crooked. Now it's obvious that they did some work on the porch, and they put in some new planks, which is going to be helpful for an integrity standpoint, especially if the condition of the porch before was at a point where it just was not going to sell the house, right? One thing that does stand out to me most is that the porch is the leveling of the porch, and you can actually see that in the white rail. I wanted to be sure that what I was seeing really was what I was looking at. And so what I did was I pulled out my phone, and I used my other phone and used the level device on the app on the built-in into the iPhone. I wanted to also create a test. So I also measured the level of one of the railings, and you'll see that the railing, which appeared to be original to the house, is level. So we're inside the house, everything is looking well so far. We're in the living room, but as we turn around and we look at the wall socket, there's just obviously an issue that it's just, first of all, it's an aesthetic issue, and the second is just sloppy craftsmanship. It's uneven and it's crooked, and it looks like there's paint that's around the perimeter, paint or caulking. So that's also makes me feel some kind of way about the work that's done. So this is your standard living room. The floor seems really cool. However, what I know about floors is that the connections, and I'm forgetting the word right now, the joints. This is problematic because the joints, having so many joints can cause a host of different problems. It increases the likelihood of leak issues. So I usually like to see wood flooring that's installed with fewer joints and more joints. So I have lots of emotions about the outside patio. I pan ahead because I always like to see what's overhead. And you see that it's just a patchwork job. Some of the work in wood is new, but you also see that the paint is peeling. And it's obvious that there was no type of repair that was done even to make this look aesthetically pleasing. And when I would want to get a moisture reading, the best way to get a moisture reading is to get a moisture reader. You can get that from a box store like, well, I'm not going to mention their names because there's no subscription advertisement for that. But you want to get that from a big store, and that costs you less than $20. You place it into the wood, and it gives you a reading of how much water is in the wood. You want to be below 12% in order to really ensure that there's no like integrity issues with the wood. Now we're going to take a look at the closets, and in each of the rooms upstairs, they all pretty much have the same layout. You'll see that these closets are tilted at an angle, and it just doesn't seem pragmatic or even functional for that standpoint for these to even be closets or to be almost walk-in. You can see that they have a fair amount of space in them, and they'd be even more spacious if there was a little bit more thought put into kind of the construction and or the layout. I find that this is a little bit troubling because people not only use a closet for the purposes of getting dressed and hanging their clothes, but it is really a place or a platform for them to try on their outfit and to prepare themselves for the day. So this was really a miss for me. So you can see now that the downstairs bathroom is actually pretty nicely done, and it's kind of obvious at this point where money has been spent in the home. Specifically, you notice the window treatment is original in the bathroom, and the concern that I have there as it relates to that window treatment is that it's really close proximity to the shower, and this is just concerning to me because just from an aesthetic issue and water getting on the frame, there could be long-term problems there. And how much movability do you have if you have a traditional straight shower curtain because of the positioning of the window and because the original window frame is there? So just a little something to think about. There's a room that's attached to this here, so you have access to this to a separate room, which is actually really nice to have, and then that leads you out into a separate egress onto the patio. All right, so as we head down to the patio, like all of this is really cool so far, or it's decent, but I feel like they have carpet in the wrong areas. Like having carpet on stairs is just, to me, problematic. Okay, so now we're inside of the utility closet, and I'm actually really concerned here, just from a basic carpentry standpoint. One, it's noticeable that the beam here is bent or buckled, so that's one of two things. Either it was bent when they purchased the wood, they didn't care that it was bent and they installed it as is, or second, it buckled at some point in time while it's been in place and it was originally straight. That is concerning. Also, there's no header here, so there's no type of reinforcement on this wall or the structure or this semi-wall that was put into place. Also, there's no dividers in between them just to reinforce them, to give them strength. And I don't see a place, and to me, I didn't do any measuring, but it doesn't look like that these are 16 on center. So each of these studs should be, from a carpentry standpoint, 16 inches from center from each other. And downstairs bathroom looked pretty decent, but the one big concern here is the tub. I have a real issue with the tub, primarily because it's one of those seamless slide-in tubs. It's probably a very inefficient way to get a tub put into, or a shower put into, a bathroom space, but also it gives you the opportunity to hide something. And my concern is that because it's seamless, it's just a cover. Sometimes it's just lipstick on a pig. And it goes back to the age-old, well, what my mom always says is that you don't know what's behind those walls till you get behind those walls. And something like this appears to me as a shortcut and gives me a little bit of concern. Overall, you see that the rest of the home, or the basement area, is pretty nice and pretty spacious. Gives you plenty of opportunity for entertaining, if that's something you're interested in. Now, hopefully you enjoyed that walkthrough. There's so much that comes with not only the real estate transaction, but understanding a house and a property and things to look for. That's why it's really important that you have someone on your team that's vested in the game and the transaction. Remember, I'm not new to this, I am true to this, and I am your trusted realtor to ensure that you have all the tea that you need in order to be successful in your home search. My name is Brandon, your trusted realtor. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because all of that really helps me towards reaching my 2,000 mark by the end of the year. We're already in August. Can you believe that at the filming of this video? So all of your support means the world to me. Take care. Talk to you soon. Stay tuned in and in tune for the latest and greatest. Take care, guys.